Hi, my name is Tone Sigrell, and I'm the niece. I'm Tone's niece from Sweden. I have trained as an environmental engineer at Uppsala University for the last 5 years. I started my degree, or when I started my degree, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my skills as an engineer. So I chose this engineering partly because everyone was telling me it was abroad, so I could choose a lot of different careers after having with this degree. So I started the environmental engineering program, and I only studied one semester, and I still felt that I was so unsure. I was this what I really wanted, and my insecurity about engineering was growing stronger as I saw my classmates passing all of the tests that I were failing, especially the math tests. So I took this opportunity that was given to me to take a gap year. So I went to do volunteering in the Gambia. The organization where I was volunteering worked to increase food safety in poor communities. So I got a good insight into how a lot of Gambian families live, and I also got a lot of good friends. And I saw that my new friends, they didn't have nutritious meals to eat every day. They didn't have clean water to drink, and they definitely didn't have the opportunity or the privilege to go to university. So I felt very privileged, and I wanted to take responsibility for that. When I was in Gambia, I also realized that I didn't have any certain skills that could actually improve the situation in the country. I saw that families and babies were drinking unsafe, contaminated water, and all I could do was to feel sorry for them. So I started to look at my engineering degree differently, and I realized what I could do with it. That it could give me tools in order to actually improve the world and not only talk about how awful or unequal things are. So when I got back to university after my gap year, I definitely had a different mindset. I knew that I wanted tools and knowledge that could be of practical use in the world. So I decided to keep on studying, and I kept failing math courses, and there are many in engineering school. But I got better and better, and before knowing what I wanted to do with my engineering degree, I would look at a math or physics test and ask myself, why should I try to just pass this when it's so hard for me? It could be better maybe if I took a subject that I could actually excel in, something I was good at. If I'm not my best, if I'm not the best or good in my degree, how can I then become a good engineer? And now, now after then getting this inspiration in Gambia, I was looking at the test differently, and I was thinking, well, you know what? I can learn this because I need these skills to do something that I know I want to do and that I will be able to do good. So I got through 4.5 years of engineering school, and I had to do my master's degree project. That's like a thesis for half a year. So I knew about this organization in Ecuador in South America that worked with indigenous communities. So these communities that they were working with are farmers who live in very small villages without access to running water or toilets or supermarkets. And the organization that I was working together with were constructing water treatment systems so that the families could have clean water for drinking and washing. And before the organization and I got there, there were no systems, and the communities were relying on water from a river for drinking and cleaning and everything, and they didn't have any system for going to the loo or anything like that. So I made a little survey in the community, and it turns out that the people in general are sick every 2 weeks, and they are sick with diarrhea for 2 to 3 days every 2 weeks, and that's like their normal state. And this, although it affects adults a lot, it really affects children who couldn't go to school, and they didn't have the energy to play or anything. So what we did in this organization, we constructed water cleaning systems that would provide the community with clean drinking water. In my master project, I focused on I was focusing on investigating how the community, after the treatment had been installed, how the community could themselves make sure that the water kept a very good quality. So what I did was that I actually calculated the probability that the community would become sick from drinking the water, and then designed a monitoring program based on my calculations that then would make sure that the village community could themselves make sure that the water was good quality. So, well, to put it very simple, I was now using my math skills and other skills, of course, in order to make sure that this village community would have clean water and that they would be more healthy. And that was really, really a great feeling for me. And now looking back at my degree, I regret letting my failures, especially in math and physics as well, affect the way I studied. Like, firstly, I had been struggling with math before entering university, and so I had this negative approach going into the courses. I never asked questions because I was sure that everyone else knew and that my questions were stupid. And I was often tired and negative even before going into the class, knowing that I wouldn't understand what they were saying. And I had to always remind myself, why do I do this? What is my motivation? Why do I want to do this? And besides what I told you in the beginning, that going to Gambia made me realize that I wanted some practical knowledge in order to improve people's lives. I also had to keep finding new motivations and inspirations by looking up projects that I thought were cool or finding inspirational people. So my advice, if you are struggling in any subject, is firstly ask yourself why you're doing that subject. Find your own motivation. And don't be afraid to fail. If it comes too easy, I think you will get bored. And I don't know, but the harder it is, the better it will feel when it's accomplished, when you accomplish it. And also, motivation, I think, can be found and lost. And if it's lost, it has to be found again. So never stop looking for new motivation and inspiration. And about halfway through my education, I was struggling a lot, failing a lot of tests, and I was losing my motivation. So I started looking up a lot of organizations that were making the world a better place, and I found the Red Cross. You probably heard about them. And they have a water section where they work with water cleaning. So I emailed a lady that was working in that water section, and I asked her about her education, what she felt was important in her everyday work, and her answers gave me so much inspiration. I felt that I was on the right track, and that was a really good motivation boost. So I would say, if you want something, find out that you want it, and find it out over and over again. Never stop finding your own motivation, and don't be afraid to fail. Fail over and over again, and you will be happy and good. Well, good luck all of you in your lives and in your school and whatever you choose, and thank you for letting me take part of this, and hope you have a great evening. Many hugs from Sweden. Bye.